We are ready to go. As faculty marshal, I hereby convene the spring 2021 commencement ceremony at Western New Mexico University. Please stand or remain standing for the presentation of colors and the national anthem.
Color Guard, present colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Our national anthem will be performed by Yusaleth Lozano of our Mariachi Plata de WNMU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you to the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 358, for their service, and to our very own Mariachi Plata member, Ms. Lozano, for the wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Please be seated. My name is Joe Shepard, and I have the pleasure to be the president of Western New Mexico University. And we were not sure if we were going to have a commencement ceremony in person. Yet here we are. We have two parts to this ceremony. One is us here, but joining us online via Zoom are about another 70 students who will also be marching across their own stage as we celebrate their achievements as well. One of the commitments that I made in order to have this ceremony be in person is that, unless you're speaking, eating, or drinking, that we'd be wearing the mask. And I recognize that there are many of us that may not choose or want to do that. But for the next 2 hours, I ask that you indulge us with that precaution, because that was a pledge that we made for the safety and well-being of our community and for our state and nation. At this time, I'd like to welcome some very distinguished people. So members of the faculty and staff, members of the class of 2021, parents, spouses, and family of the graduating class, it is my privilege to welcome you to the Spring 2021 Commencement Ceremony at Western New Mexico University. At this time, allow me to introduce some distinguished guests. I ask that each person stand as I call your name. Now, some of our guests are underneath the tent over here, probably where I should be. In fact, I probably need to put back on my hat. There we go. That feels so much better. I know it's catching some gleam on some of you. I apologize for that extra sun that hit you. But we have some people on stage, and we have a number of distinguished guests inside the tent. So as I call your name, I ask that you just stand and wave at the crowd and wave at our graduates. Our faculty marshal and professor of mathematics, Dr. Tom Gruska. Our provost and executive vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Jack Crocker. The next four people that I will introduce are my bosses, so give them a very hearty Western New Mexico University welcome so I can stay employed. And they're over here. I begin with our Regent President, Dr. Mary Hotfit. Our Regent Vice President, Ms. Janice Baca Argabright. Our Student Regent and the Secretary and Treasurer of our board is Ms. Brenda Hernandez. On Zoom, attending this graduation is Dr. Lyndon Haviland. And back over to the tent, our Regent, Dr. Dan Lopez. We are also honoring a number of other distinguished individuals, among which, that you'll be hearing later on the program, Senator John Arthur Smith, over to my left. Another dear friend and a previous board president, as well as a member of the Board of Regents for 12 years, Mr. Jerry Waltz. Our Vice President for Business Affairs, Ms. Kelly Riddle. Our Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, Dr. Isaac Brundage. Oh, he's over here. Wrong direction. Our Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Steve Chavez. Our Associate Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Deborah Dirksen. He thought I forgot him, and I did. Vice President for External Affairs, Dr. Magdaleno Manzanares. Our Associate Dean, School of Social Work, Miss Patricia West Okiri. Our Associate Dean, School of Nursing and Kinesiology, Dr. Kimberly Petrovic. Our Student Government President, Mr. Fernando Martinez. Our Vice President of our Faculty Senate, Dr. Scott Smith. Our outgoing Staff Senate President, Mr. Michael Acosta. Okay, he's somewhere over there manning the cameras, I bet. And our commencement reader, Dr. Amanda Jost. Now, if I don't introduce this next person, I'm in real big trouble. My wife, my sweetheart, Valerie Plame. Here's a couple tidbits for you. Today, we are dedicating all the Western New Mexico University billboards across the region, and that's Albuquerque and Tucson and all over the place that are digital, To our 2021 graduates, this is an opportunity to share your accomplishment and let everyone know that today you became a Western New Mexico University graduate. So, when you post selfies on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter today, you graduates, use the hashtag WNMUgrad. If you use that hashtag, we'll display those pictures on our billboards throughout the state and throughout the day, and send that back to you to share with your family and friends. So this is your way to be on the big screen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to recognize another special group of people, our dedicated faculty and staff of our university. Ladies and gentlemen of the faculty and staff, our faculty is over here. Would you please stand to be recognized? We also have them on Zoom as well, so this is not the only ones. Thank you. I'm honored to recognize those in attendance of the graduating class and in the audience that have served in the armed services. If you have given service to our country, would you please stand and be recognized? Naturally, graduates, you know that you probably would not be here if it wasn't for your families. With the parents, grandparents, spouses, and children of the graduates stand so that, and you can turn around and see them and wave at them. So, family, would you please stand to be recognized? We thank you. There's a couple other pieces before I move down. I'm always curious about these next pieces. If you are a graduate in our graduating class today, and you are the first person in your family to get a degree, would you please stand? Please be seated. Some of you are going to stand more frequently because I'm always impressed with certain things. If you happen to have children of your own and had to make it through your educational process, would you please stand? Thank you. And if you happen to think that the president of the university is the greatest ever, please, never mind, don't worry about that. Finally, I want all of you to stand and be recognized because it's you who we are celebrating today. With the class of 2021, please stand, turn to the audience so we can say thank you to your accomplishment. Thank you. And now we're going to move on with the ceremony. The wind's supposed to pick up, so hopefully we get through this. Our first recipient to receive the honorary degree is Senator John Arthur Smith. Let me tell you a little bit about Senator Smith. Senator Smith served as an integral force in the New Mexico legislature for the last 3 decades. Senator Smith formerly represented District 35, which for those of you who are familiar with the area, is down in the Hidalgo, Luna County, Deming, Lordsburg kind of area. Moves on up close to Truth or Consequences. It's quite a large district. And he worked as a strong and dedicated advocate for the people of Southwest New Mexico. As a whole, over his 8 terms, which he finished just last year, and as the longtime chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, he was instrumental in guiding our state through numerous financial crises like the recession and some of the other things that have occurred. Through his leadership, we are better for it. We are a better state. I met Senator Smith when I first came here in 2011, and I will share with you, if you want to be a leader, emulate this man. When he told you yes, it meant yes. When he told you no, it meant no. And when he told you maybe, it meant he was going to truly work on it. You didn't have to guess and wonder. He was a politician who rose above the ranks of what we see today. He was not divisive. He reached across the aisle to his friend, Senator Stuart Engel, and together they formed a partnership with Senator Tim Jennings, Senator Mary Kay Papin, and a number of the other people that we have seated over here below the tent. They showed how and what it means to be a leader and not just simply wanting the power of their position. And for this, we honor him. Much of what you see around this campus, he helped secure the funding for. He and his colleagues worked tirelessly for not only this institution, but the other 6 universities in our state and the 15 community colleges. And not only that, in higher education, for public education, for transportation, for health and human services, and all the other agencies. They had to balance all of this, and he led that charge. He has become a dear friend to me. And I would like at this time to ask Senator Smith, as well as what I'm going to do is have the delegation of people that he has with him, and I want you to just kind of gather around the table. Senator Smith, you're going to be in the front, and we're going to present to you the honorary doctorate. So at this time, Senator Smith, Mrs. Smith, David Abbey, I'm looking over here, Senator Papin, Senator Engel, Representative Sweetser, Representative Irwin, Regents, if you would not mind coming on up here for this. Tony Trujillo. Linda Kehoe, where are you? Would you please come up? Have I missed anybody? Oh, there it is. And Dr. Crocker, would you guide Mrs. Smith in putting on the hood as I read? As we are putting on Senator Smith's hood, by the virtue of the laws of the state of New Mexico and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Western New Mexico University, we confer upon you, John Arthur Smith, the Honorary Doctorate of Laws degree with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations, Dr. Smith. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our honorary degree recipient, Dr. John Arthur Smith, to the podium to say a few words.
I'm a little bit humbled here because I didn't know or realize I was going to speak, so it's sort of like studying for the test at the very last hour rather than along the way on that, and you might be able to relate to that on that. But, you know, we as a nation, we as a state are so lucky. You often read about what is wrong with everything in this world, what's wrong with our country, what's wrong with our state. I'll tell you, we have more things right than what we have wrong. And when I look at the young graduates out there, that is exactly what's right and what this state needs. So congratulations today. We thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Shepard.
As they're departing the stage, I must tell you another story about Dr. Smith. In the legislature, he more often had to say no than yes. There's only so much money. So he received the title of Dr. No long before he got this doctorate. And now he's received the title of Dr. No again, but it's K-N-O-W. Some of you know that we've been looking for a football coach, and I had to make a decision of hiring him as the coach or giving him a doctorate. You can see which I chose. Thank you, Senator Smith. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second honorary doctorate degree recipient, Mr. Jerry Waltz. Mr. Waltz has been a lifelong servant to Southwest New Mexico, first through his work as part of campus organizations, then as a journalist and newspaper editor, and finally, after proving successful in the practice of law, as a member of this university's Board of Regents. Earlier this year, Mr. Waltz concluded his 12 years of service on the board, steering WNMU in a positive transformation over his 2 terms. I met Jerry Waltz 10 years ago when I interviewed for this job. We had some travel mix-ups and I wasn't able to get here for the official interview. Yet, he had to go back to Albuquerque, where his practice is. He has now presented before the 10th Circuit 100 times. The 10th Circuit of Appeals. That's phenomenal, a record in and of itself. Very busy with his numerous cases. And he says, as I'm a candidate, I'll meet you, but I'll have to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so I made that trek to Albuquerque to meet with him in his office at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that not only formed a professional relationship, it formed a friendship that will span long after his service as a regent is gone. But once upon a time, he sat almost in the same seats that you're sitting as a student here at this university. He's had a remarkable career. With that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to ask Mr. Jerry Waltz and his family to come onto the podium. So if you'll stand in the center, and Dr. Crocker, if you'll assist me. And for this one, I would like your 3 children to assist in hooding you. So if they can come up to you. There you go. So you'll see the son who is to Jerry's right. I met him when he was actually smaller than the son who's off all the way to the left. And we've had some great times with the great race and other sorts of things together. So I wanted the entire the children to be part of this. Dr. Crocker, if you may. By virtue of the laws of the state of New Mexico and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Western New Mexico University, we confer upon you the Honorary Doctorate of Laws degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations, Dr. Jerry Waltz. Okay, and if we can get Alicia, if the 2 of you can move up there so we can get a picture. First, I'm going to do this, and then And now stay there for a second, if the Regents, if you could join me. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our honorary degree recipient, Dr. Jerry A. Waltz, to the podium to share a few words.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Shepard, Board of Regents, and fellow graduates of Western New Mexico University. I can't express my appreciation to Dr. Shepard and the board, and sometimes people tend to embellish stories, but everything that Dr. Shepard just said was absolutely correct. So we give him a lot of credibility, and I appreciate that. It might have been 5:05 that we met at my office that morning, but it was right in that area. Second, Dr. Shepard, I recommend John Arthur Smith as football coach. We're in a rebuilding year, and I do think that he could do quite well, and maybe Tony Trujillo as a right tackle. He put on a couple extra pounds bulking up for the season, but I think we can probably get him into shape pretty easily. Now I'm going to keep this very short. Unlike John Arthur Smith, who I have the utmost respect for, I'm an attorney, as Dr. Shepard said. I've argued many cases at the 10th Circuit. I've been to the U.S. Supreme Court. I've done many high-profile trials. And we get paid to talk. But for us to be effective, our words have to come from the heart, not from a written speech, not from a teleprompter, or sometimes even notes. And today I'm talking to you from the heart, because I'm telling you right now, what we say here today will not be long remembered. But what you have done here today, what you have done in the past, and what you will do in the future, you'll remember forever. You, your families, wives, and children. And I want to leave you with just a couple thoughts about public speaking. One of these days, I hope all of you have a chance to do this. One time during an interview with Showtime, an interviewer by the name of Larry Merchant, you might have seen him on television before, he's, I think, long retired, was trying to interview me with respect to my representation of Johnny Tapia, who's a 5-time world champion. And Larry Merchant asked me a question I was going to answer. Johnny Tapia, great guy, interceded, and he said, Mr. Merchant, I just need to tell you, the most dangerous place in America is not in that ring with Danny Romero or other world-class boxers. The most dangerous place in America is between Jerry Walls and a microphone. And you know what? I think Johnny Tapia was right. And so let me just leave these parting comments, because we have to hear from everybody else. And I want to hear what you all have to say. Is as you move forward in life, embrace your challenges. Embrace them. Don't hide from them. Take them on squarely. And I guarantee you, if you don't give up, you'll win every time. Do not cave in to fear. Do not cave in to doubt. Do not cave into depression, because I'm telling you, if you keep your goal in mind, no matter what your station in life is or was, makes no difference. It really doesn't. It makes no difference gender. It makes no difference race. I guarantee you, and I make few guarantees in this life, but I am telling you right now, if you'll keep your goal in mind, you'll succeed every time. Fellow graduates, and I did sit here in 1974, it was at the old James Stadium. I can't remember too much. Like I say, you won't remember these speeches. I hope that you remember something. I couldn't remember for other reasons. I might have been not only the youngest editor, but maybe a little irresponsible at drinking at that time, but it sure was a fun graduation, if nothing else. But let me tell you in all seriousness, you can do it, achieve for greatness. Don't settle for mediocrity. Do not settle for mediocrity. Do your best, and you will make it to the top. And I do guarantee that, absolutely, 100%. Thank you, Dr. Shepard. God love you.
Thank you. Dr. Waltz, thank you for your considerable contributions to WNMU and to our students, faculty, and staff. We are so honored to have both these two gentlemen support this graduating class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to introduce our WNMU Student Body President, Mr. Fernando Martinez.
Thank you, Dr. Shepard, and thank you all for joining us here on this beautiful day in Silver City. We gather here today to recognize the accomplishments of these degree-seeking individuals. Individuals in which, despite a global pandemic, still persisted on to complete their studies. Now, the journey here has not always been easy and or even clear with the ever-changing state mandates and the transition to online courses. But I believe this shows the resilience of this year's graduating class. This past year has been tough on all of us, but the fact of the matter is we've pressed past all these obstacles in order to make it here today. Now, if you'll all join me in bowing our heads in a moment of silence to honor those we may have lost during this global climate. Thank you. And as we all know, getting this degree is more than just 1 year of perseverance. It's multiple years of dedication and devotion, all geared towards one purpose, the purpose of getting that degree. And to that, I say congratulations to you, class of 2021. And I say thank you to WNMU for providing us with a safe place to study and find ourselves. Thank you to all the family and friends who continue to push us to be the best version of ourselves. And thank you to all the faculty, staff, professors, and instructors here at WNMU that make this place super special, where you're not only just a number, but a part of the Mustang family. So with that, congratulations, class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is our pleasure to announce the Outstanding Teacher Award chosen by students. Would Dr. William Bill Norris please step up to the podium to receive this honor? Oh, I apologize.
Thank you, Dr. Norris and Mr. Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like Dr. Scott Smith to join me at the table here. It is our pleasure to present our Faculty Excellence Awards. Joining me to present the awards is our Faculty Vice President, Dr. Scott Smith. These awardees were nominated by students, staff, and other faculty members in the following areas: excellence in teaching, excellence in research, excellence in professional service, and Best Online Course Award. Yes, Best Online Course Award for all of you who have been on Zoom for a year and a half. Based on these recommendations, it is my pleasure to announce the Excellence in Teaching Award. Would Jennifer Douglas please step up to the podium to receive this honor? Woohoo! Congratulations. And now we're going to move to the Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it is our pleasure to announce the Excellence in Research Award. Dr. Jennifer Coleman has been awarded the Excellence in Research Award and is joining us virtually. Thank you, Dr. Coleman, and congratulations. I don't know if she can see, just hold that up. There you go. Checks in the mail. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is our pleasure to announce the Excellence in Professional Service Awards. Would Sarah Gook please step up to the podium and receive this honor? Congratulations, Sarah, and thank you for your dedication to helping our students. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is our pleasure to announce the award for Best Online Course. Would Dr. Scott Fritz please step to the podium? Congratulations, Dr. Fritz. At this time, I'd like to reintroduce Dr. Jack Crocker to the podium.
Thank you, President Shepard. At this time, I would like to recognize our graduates who are employees at Western New Mexico University. Would these graduates please stand to be recognized? If you're an employee. Thank you. You may notice some students have on medallions. These students have received a GPA of honors level. Congratulations to all honor students on your academic excellence. And now I would like to introduce our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Isaac Brundage.
Hello. Please help me recognize our Student Hall of Fame inductees. The WNMU Student Hall of Fame is the highest recognition that can be earned by students at the university. The Hall of Fame is reserved for those students who have demonstrated integrity and achievement through leadership activities, community involvement, participation in campus life, and scholarship. As a result of their exceptional impact on the campus community, these student leaders distinguish themselves from many other outstanding students. Would the following students please stand as I call your name? Taylor Allison. Kelly McGahee. Not in attendance, Harry O'Callahan. Samantha Starr Sellinger. And LaRooney Whitty. Thank you all and congratulations.
I would also like to recognize another special group of graduates, our concurrent and dual credit students. These students are not only completing their high school education, but at the same time are attending WNMU as college students. Would these graduates please stand at this time to be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. And now we come to the time to confer the degrees, to make it official. It is our honor to do so.
Dr. Crocker, before you begin, I wanted to say a quick word. How many of you out there read the series Harry Potter? I mean, look at it. Right? This is the more important part of the ceremony, the most important part. This is your part. So here's what we're going to do, because I need to explain this to the audience. We have some members of your graduating class who could not be here for a variety of reasons, and they're on Zoom. So when we confer the degree, if you're at home on Zoom, you will stand when your group is called. Your tassel will be moved from the left to the right when it is time to do so. You will participate in this piece. Then when we go to actually hand out the diplomas, we'll call up each group again, but this time we'll call up all the master's degree students who are present to come and get hooded and so forth, followed by our bachelor degree students, followed by our associate degrees, followed by our adult learners. Then we're going to repeat that same process, because to the audience, what we have done for the students who are at their homes is we ask them to each create their own stage and to have a loved one present to them their own diploma. And that they will be zoomed up onto the screen here so they can be part of the ceremony. And we ask for your respect, your love, your patience, and allowing them to celebrate with us and with their classmates at that point in time. And then after that, we'll probably go do what Dr. Waltz said he used to do back in the day. So with that, let's continue the ceremony, Dr. Crocker.
Thank you. So we will go in this order. First, the conferral of graduate certificates and master's degrees. Will the candidates participating in person and virtually for the graduate certificate or the master's degree please rise? President Shepard, the degree candidates standing before you have completed all requirements for the graduate certificate or the master's degree. Upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Board of Regents of Western New Mexico University, I present them to you and recommend that you confer upon them the appropriate graduate certificate or the appropriate master's degree: Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master's of Nursing, or Master of Social Work.
By virtue of the laws of the state of New Mexico and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the appropriate graduate certificate or the appropriate master's degree. Masters of Art, Masters of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Masters of Nursing, or Master of Social Work, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you. Please be seated. Will the candidates participating in person and virtually for the baccalaureate degree please rise? President Shepard, the degree candidates standing before you have completed all requirements for the baccalaureate degree. Upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Board of Regents of Western New Mexico University, I present them to you and recommend that you confer upon them the appropriate baccalaureate degree: Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Fine Arts, or Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies.
By virtue of the laws of the state of New Mexico and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the appropriate baccalaureate degree: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Fine Arts, or Bachelor of Independent Studies, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations.
And now, graduates participating in person and virtually for the baccalaureate degree, please switch your tassels. Good job. Thank you. Please be seated. Will the candidates participating in person and virtually for undergraduate certificates or the associate's degree please rise? President Shepard, the degree candidates standing before you have completed all requirements for the undergraduate certificate or the associate degree. Upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Board of Regents of Western New Mexico University, I present them to you and recommend that you confer upon them the appropriate undergraduate certificate or the appropriate associate degree, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or Associate of Applied Science.
By virtue of the laws of the state of New Mexico and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate undergraduate certificate or appropriate associate degree, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or Associate of Applied Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities attendant thereto. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Please be seated. And now, on behalf of the Adult Educational Services, we welcome graduates, students, parents, friends, and family members to this celebration awarding high school equivalency diplomas. We extend our congratulations to each of the recipients. We want to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to come into your lives and assist you in furthering your education. May this be only the beginning of your educational career. Will the candidates for high school equivalency diploma certificates please rise? President Shepard, the certificate candidates standing before you have completed all requirements for the high school equivalency diploma. I present them to you and ask that you present to them the high school equivalency diploma.
I hereby present to each of you the high school equivalency diploma. Congratulations on this long journey, but a rewarding one, and congratulations to each and every one of you. You may now switch your tassels.
Dr. Manda Jost from the Department of Natural Sciences will join me and present the names of each candidate. We will present the various certificates and degrees to the candidates participating in person first. Then the graduates participating virtually will follow. Certificates and diplomas will be presented in the same order, beginning with those receiving their graduate certificates and master's degrees. Will the graduates receiving the graduate certificate or master's degrees stand and come forward?
And of course, you can expect I'll give you that fist bump, elbow bump, or whatever you'd like. And I'd like our Board of Regents to step up with me to celebrate this joyous occasion.
Marilee Ivy Herman. Annalisa Kwame. Anita Luera. Emily Mendoza. Cody Lynn Moreno. Clementina. Clementina Otero. Debra Ramírez Pacheco. Shelby L. Turner. Deirdre Watson. Forrest Watson. Reynaldo Belen Jr. Julie Campos. Gerald I. Davis II. Silvia Adriana Diarci. Victoria Grew. Lucy C. Ramirez. Samantha Starr Sullinger. Pamela Ray Vega. Kelly Brianna McGee. Got it. Congratulations. Avram Pacheco. Brian G. Tatsukawa. Lucia Valenzuela. Lucia R. Valenzuela. Jolene Ann Huffman. Peyton O'Hare. Laurel Arisa. Kelly Becenti. Eden Borunda. Kayla Brow Light. Cynthia Carrasco. April Cavazos. Christine Jenny Glander. Dana Sue Gooden Enderly. Laura Guardado. Kaylee Johnson Gonzalez. Jacqueline Lee Evans. Angela Christine Mabry. Tina K. Madrid. Silvia Mendez Lopez. Leslie Ann Molina. Christina Marie Montoya. Robert Edward Montoya. Edward James Morales. Larissa Ray Navarro. Leanne Marie Salas. Alicia Ray Solis. Aubrey Jenna Stallings. Jessie Autumn Stallings. Jackie J. Skolton. That's an easy one. Michael F. Scott. Yes. Chrissy Sims. Valerie Diasta Waddle. Got it. Ebony Lene Welch. Zuniga. Irene A. Zuniga. And I don't know. Melanie Minus Alfaro. Rochelle Lagasca Aquino. Kim E. Harrington. Rebecca Ann Traeger. His mic's not on. His mic's not on.
Just a reminder that the virtual graduates will be presented after all of the in-person graduates have been presented. So now, will the graduates receiving baccalaureate degrees stand and come forward to receive your diploma?
Taylor Kennedy Allison. Mario Alvarez. Michael Glenn Anderson. Ryla Joaquina Antone. Michael Allen Anjures. Marcus Robert Bolin. Hannah Murray Brewer. Alexis Callahan. Alyssa Clear. Guadalupe S. Cole. Ignacio Correa. Samantha G. Valdez Costales. Ramus Osumano Fano. Missy Papa Faavai. Oli Hace. Marcus Andres Flores. Miriam Flores. Christopher Isaac Fowler Jr. Sandra V. Fraere. Rachel Francisco. Amber Giselle Garcia. Elizabeth Gonzalez Saiz. Michaela Catherine Guerra. Joe Lynn Guerrero. Katia Nicole Ibarra Flores. Renee Ann King. Kyan Kowach. Jaylene Mariah Lawrence. Mackenzie Rose Luna. Zarina Alejandra Martan Lopez. Maria Elizabeth Mendez. Maria Mesa. Maria Montoya. Rebecca Ann Mulligan. Brianna Munoz. Sean J. North. Jenica M. Padilla. Grisde Paredes Alvarez. Oh, that's an easy one. Kimberly M. Peterson. Paige L. Pinto. Hey, how you doing? Anthony Polk II. Elena Venegas Rodriguez. Hey, how are you? I can't call you Buddy. Okay. Andrea Buddy Romero. Linda J. Russ Niezgodsky. Robert Salazar. Raquel H. Santillanes. Laura Ann Shirley. Elizabeth Morgan Sorrells. Jesse E. St. Clair. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Christian Steele. Stephanie Sullivan. Brendan M. Trujillo. Cynthia Louise Turpin. Chris Jordan Manasseh Sefue Ulufale. Aubrey Marie Van Paris. Dominique Varela. Renee Arzola Vasquez. Cassandra Renee Vickery. Lupe Walters. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you up here. Laruni T. Whitty. Jacob Wood. Brooke Woodson. Am I out of here now? What's that? I think I got lucky.
Baccalaureate degree graduates, please be seated.
Oh, there's more.
Will the graduates receiving the undergraduate certificate or associate's degrees stand and come forward to receive your diploma?
Nicholas Villapando Arambula. Amanda Array. Billie Jean Benavides. Kirsten N. Bloomfield. Eliana Isela Cardenas. Samantha Marie Cohen. Michael Anthony Guarino. Nicole Angelique Hooker. Alfred L. Lewis. Jacoby David Lockett. Eduardo Madrid Martinez IV. Viviana Alexa Nicole. Haven Norero. Natalia Pacheco. Veronica Rodriguez. Eric Ruiz. Zena Marie Saiz. Bo Crosby Strain. Amaya Monet Trujillo. Maria Valenzuela.
undergraduate, certificate, or associate degree graduates, please be seated. Will the graduates receiving the high school equivalency diploma please come forward to receive your diplomas?
Bobby Joe Garcia. Leslie Hicks. Derek R. Hull. Juan Ochoa.
Thank you. Please be seated.
We now move our attention over to the screen to honor our virtual graduates. We will proceed in the same order, starting with master's recipients. When your name is called, when your name is specifically called, that is the time you have to walk across the area you have designated as a stage. We've been doing this now for a couple of times, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll see, in my mind, some well thought out stages. We had people jump into pools. We've had all kinds of things. Dogs go walking through. They will receive their diploma from a loved one or a friend. Now, as each of you graduates are doing so, the Zoom Spotlight will feature you for all of us to see and the rest of the world, assuming your camera is working on your end. We oftentimes might have a little difficulty with some of the technology, so we can only afford 10 to 15 seconds, and so be ready when it comes time for your loved one to give you that diploma. And for the master's degree students, we'll allow a little extra time so you could be hooded by that loved one. Just keep in mind that if you're not ready or there's a glitch, we apologize in advance because we'll have to go on to the next person. So let's confer the degrees. And to do so, Dr. Crocker, I'm going to have you come back up here to get us started.
Graduate certificate and master's degree graduates joining us on Zoom, please prepare to be spotlighted.
Jessica Castro Buena. Joseph Edward Healy. Gordon John Longville. Michael Kirk Olson. Melissa Marie Teller. Lori D. Whitmore. Magali Gomez. Emily Selena Salgado. Isabel Chavarria. Sarah Almeida. Kelly Bettis. Hannah Borden. Jennifer Brooks. Sabrina Ray Birch. Derek Benjamin Carmack. Brett Bagley. Bethany Ann Kuhn. Iris Inez Godfrey. Scott Anthony Hale. Kai Mackenzie Harris. Catherine Heyman. Angela Hepworth. Jody Kathleen Howell. Justin P. Ibrahim. Melanie Gennari. Julie Jensen. Marie Noel Kennedy. Nicole Marie Latimer. Kathleen R. Lau. Christine Claire Lovato. Daniel Stewart May. Dane Scott McCarthy. Latanya Mosley. Tamara Dawn Newman. Megan Nieto. Karen Orland. Madison Reyes. Lindsay Brooke Rebuck. Aaron Sachs. Jade Juanita Sanchez. Calais Shaw. Jessica Amber Nicole Smith. Timeka Taylor. Mia Victoria Torres. Janine Michelle Whitehead. Kara Williams. Quinn Janelle Winter. Karen Zubiate. Samuel Nathan Dockery. Milo Leah McMinn. Laurie L. Ware. This concludes the conferral of master degrees and graduate certificates.
Stephanie Story.
Oh, are we on? They didn't even say your name. Why are you not in the picture? What's going on?
Will the graduates receiving baccalaureate degrees prepare to be spotlighted?
CJ Kiali O Kamalu Iserman Arujo. Oh crap, yeah, I did it. Gabriela Bernal Pais. Jessica Boone. Christian Caldwell. Sandra Capps. Carrie Christensen. Joseph Michael Diaz. Annabelle Gabriel Gomez. Jariah David Gross. Joe A. Indelicato. James Paul Leslie. Nicole Marie Love. Julia Martin. Nicole Arzola Medran. Sarah Montoya. Sarkis Panosian. Judy Lynn Parker. Amador M. Reyes. Carrie Salandre. Andrew Lopez. Delaney Seitz. Estrella Isabel Sicarios. Daria Vachuskina. Cameron Vega. This concludes the conferral of baccalaureate degrees.
Associate degrees, please prepare to be recognized.
Nathan Andrade. Andrew M. Lopez. Rose Moran. Jessica Villagrana. This concludes.
Well, congratulations to each of these graduates. This is rather interesting to do it this way, where we have this hybrid approach to things. You can see that everybody seemed to have a good time, and for the most part the technology worked. My apologies for the person who had the little pool picture and didn't quite get there. I want to take a moment to thank our staff and faculty and staff who set this up. People like April Hansen, who you just heard, Michael Costa, Betsy Miller, her team, Joy Lemon, all of you who really spent a lot of time. But in particular, I want to thank our maintenance staff, who spent a lot of hours putting the stage together and putting all this stuff up, our custodial staff, our grounds crew. These are the men and women who oftentimes just work quietly behind the scenes and make this campus look so, so beautiful. So let's give them a nice hand. And yes, you're only minutes away from celebrating your great achievement. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking with us throughout this day and for enduring the extra little sunshine. With that, I turn it back over to Dr. Tom Gruska.
Okay, let us get us out of here. This concludes the Spring 2021 Commencement Ceremony. Now, as we process out, we ask that all the guests remain in place until the graduates and the faculty have completed marching out. The graduates will recess through a faculty greeting line over here on the east side. We ask that you please allow them to complete the walkthrough of the greeting line. And then we encourage guests to meet the graduates outside of the field gates while practicing social distancing. Thank you, and have a great summer.
Congratulations! You've just become a Western New Mexico University alum, and I want to be the first to welcome you to the club. For more than a century, our alumni have served as leaders in business and in education, and have even changed the course of history. With the privilege of belonging to this club for life, you can play an active role. To formalize your status and stay connected with this community, visit alumni.wmu.edu.